In my past life, I despised my contractual husband, Jiang, more than anyone. For the sake of family interests, my father forced me to marry Jiang, the ruthless eldest son of the Jiang family. Each time I tried to escape, Jiang would drag me back. My stepsister, along with my childhood sweetheart, finally rescued me. Little did I know, they had long been secretly involved. I was sold to a remote mountain village, where an old bachelor tortured and beat me to death. Yet, my most hated husband, Jiang, avenged me after my death by breaking their limbs and throwing them into the river. Finally, he took his own life at my grave. Only then did I realize how deeply and for how long he had loved me. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel and let us know in the comments where you're listening from. You slut, why won't you submit? The one-eyed old bachelor savagely whipped me with an iron rod. I was the one who blinded that eye. My sister, Song, and my childhood sweetheart, Lin, had conspired to sell me to this mountain village. Because of my stubborn resistance, the old bachelor pulled out all my teeth and broke my limbs. Still, I refused to surrender. Seeing my unwavering defiance, the old bachelor was consumed by rage. He raised a hoe and brought it down on my head. My consciousness faded. Just before I died, I saw Jiang rush in frantically and pull me into his arms. His tears fell onto my bloodied and disfigured face. I tried to smile at him, but my strength failed, and my eyes closed. My soul floated in the air. I watched as Jiang, like a madman, beat the old bachelor to death. Then, he tortured Song and Lin within an inch of their lives before throwing them into the river. Xin, I've come to be with you. Jiang died at my grave. Tears streamed down my face. Jiang, I failed you. If there's a next life. Waking up again, I found myself in a bed, and there was someone else in it. I was startled and yelled, "Get out! Get out! Don't you dare dream of it! You married me, and you'll never leave me." That familiar voice was Jiang. My eyes widened as I stared at the handsome, familiar face before me. My heart filled with shock, joy, regret, and sorrow. Seeing me stare at him without blinking, a hint of anger appeared on Jiang's handsome face. "Don't think I don't know what you're plotting. You want to elope with that adulterer. You can forget about it." It was confirmed. I had truly been reborn. My hand trembled as I touched Jiang's face. Jiang frowned and pushed my hand away. "Song, don't you dare mistake me for that disgusting paramour of yours." I wanted to explain, but he got up, put on his bathrobe, and left the room. My heart ached, but I understood Jiang. In the 2 years since we married, I had never once shown him kindness. I understood that a deep-seated chill doesn't form in a single day. So, from now on, Jiang, prepare yourself. I rubbed my aching back and went to the bathroom to shower. Just then, my cell phone rang. Seeing the caller ID, my blood instantly boiled. It was Song. In my past life, my tragic death was entirely her doing. I suppressed my anger and answered the call. "Sister, and I have already booked your tickets to America. Next month, during the Jiang family banquet, and I will sneak in and get you out." Song's voice was filled with excitement and anticipation. I scoffed. In my past life, I, too, believed she was helping me out of kindness. Little did I know, she and Lin, the man I foolishly fell for, had trafficked me into the remote mountains. Carelessly, I filed my nails and slowly said, "America? When did I ever say I was going to America?" Hearing my refusal, Song immediately grew anxious. "Sister, didn't you say you were fed up with Jiang and couldn't wait to leave him?" "Oh, I've changed my mind. Jiang is tall and handsome, rich and generous, and an amazing kisser. I couldn't possibly leave him." I said this deliberately to Song. Although everything I said was true. As expected, so. Ing was furious. She stuttered you for a long time, unable to form a complete sentence. I secretly chuckled. Song had been infatuated with Jiang for years, so she naturally couldn't stand to see me doing well. "Gotta go, my husband's calling me to bed. Bye-bye, sis." Without waiting for her reply, I irritatedly hung up the phone. I turned my head to find Jiang leaning against the doorframe, watching me with an amused expression. I gave an awkward laugh, and Jiang, with long strides, moved closer to me. "My skills in bed and kissing are amazing, are they?" He leaned down, his nose brushing my lips intentionally, yet casually. My heart pounded. I had to admit, Jiang was undeniably handsome. "Why yes. Yes." I stammered, my face flushed. A slight curve appeared at the corner of Jiang's mouth. "Oh? In that case, wife, let's head to bed early." Before I could react, Jiang scooped me up in his arms. My bath towel slid to the floor, and my gasp was swallowed by Jiang's kiss. The morning sun woke me. Remembering last night, I still couldn't quite believe it. I reached out and touched the spot beside me. It was empty. My heart tightened. Was I dreaming after all? I urgently searched for Jiang's presence. Hastily, I threw on my bathrobe and rushed downstairs. Jiang sat on the living room sofa, his white shirt impeccable, a pair of gold-rimmed glasses perched on his nose. I patted my chest and let out a huge sigh of relief. Then I remembered I was still disheveled, gasped in shock, covered my chest, and shrieked as I ran back to my room. What I didn't know was that Jiang's beautiful eyes darkened, and he let out a self-deprecating laugh. Was merely seeing him in the morning really that frightening? Jiang's hand clenched even tighter. I felt I had been too undignified in front of Jiang. Since I had decided to genuinely be with him, I needed to mind my image at all times. Changing into a moon-white dress, I muttered to myself in the mirror, "Song, you can do this. Jiang has endured your disdain for so many years, you can't give up halfway." I gracefully descended the stairs, but Jiang was no longer in the living room. I asked Wu, who was cleaning nearby, "Wu, where's the master?" Wu was startled. She found it very curious that the madam, who usually ignored the master, was now actively asking about his whereabouts. "I'm asking you, Wu, why aren't you saying anything?" Oh, madam, the master went to the company," Wu quickly replied. "Alright, Wu, can you teach me to make a few dishes? I want to take them to the master. I know the master doesn't want me going out, so can I ask uncle to drive me?" Wu stared at me as if she'd seen a ghost. I smiled sheepishly. It seemed changing my previous image would require more effort. "Wu, please help me." I playfully shook Wu's arm. Alright, madam, come with me." Great. At 11 in the morning, I stood at the entrance of Jiang. I clenched my fists, psyching myself up. I had to win my husband over. "Hello, I'm here to see President. Could you please announce me?" "Miss, do you have an appointment?" The receptionist wore a professional smile. I tilted my head and looked at her. "No, I don't. I'm his wife, and I want to see him." "Ha ha ha ha." A burst of laughter came from behind me. I turned around suspiciously. A beautiful woman in a business suit approached, her heels clicking. Nowadays, any Tom, Dick, or Harry thinks they can claim kinship with President. His wife? Which mental hospital did you escape from? The woman raised an eyebrow haughtily. I said indignantly, "Jiang is my husband, and it's perfectly natural for me to come see him." "Is that so? Everyone knows President married a shrew, a woman who practically wants to devour him. Not someone who'd come rushing here like you. You can't even lie convincingly without doing your homework." The people around me looked at me with scorn. Regret surged within me. For 2 years, no matter how badly I treated Jiang, he tolerated me endlessly. Thinking about it now, I was truly awful, unappreciative of the blessings I had. Seeing my silence, the woman's face grew even more disdainful. "Since you're president's wife, why don't you call him? Surely Jiang would be willing to take a call from his own wife, wouldn't he?" "Fine, I will." I dialed Jiang's number. The phone rang for a long time. I couldn't help but feel a little anxious. "Young lady, stop with the act. At your age, to come here trying to deceive people is truly disgraceful." Perhaps certain that I was lying, the woman scoffed at me. "How shameless. Who's bothering my wife?" Just as I was feeling mortified, a clear, deep voice resounded. Everyone's gaze turned in that direction. Jiang appeared like a god descending from heaven, his tall, imposing figure exceptionally striking amidst the crowd. He walked towards me, his impossibly handsome face devoid of expression. President. The woman who had just been so arrogant actually blushed upon seeing Jiang. Jiang didn't even glance at her, his eyes fixed on me. "What are you doing here?" I held up the lunchbox in my hand and said sweetly, "Honey, I made lunch for you myself. Come and try it." "Alright, let's go up." Jiang wrapped his arm around my waist, and the jaws of those around us practically dropped to the floor. You really are." The beautiful woman's face instantly went pale. "Vivian, go handle your resignation paperwork yourself." Jiang turned his head, his deep-set eyes coldly staring at the flustered woman. Vivian slumped to the floor, beginning to plead, President, I was wrong. I didn't know she was your wife. Please don't fire me." "Security." Jiang raised a finger, and 2 security guards, one on each side, hauled Vivian out of the company, ignoring her cries. The people around them lowered their heads, busying themselves, as no one wanted to become the second Vivian. "Honey, you were so cool just now." In Ye's private elevator, I gazed at him with adoration. "What's your scheme? Are you trying to find another way to leave me?" Jiang released his arm, his tone growing much colder. I pouted, feeling wronged. I just missed you, that's all. Look, I learned to make all these dishes with Wu. Have a taste. Jiang remained silent, likely contemplating the sincerity of my words. This stubborn man, still so arrogant. Once I win you over, you'll be begging me, you'll see. I silently vowed to myself. Honey, open wide, in Ye's private office. I picked up a piece of spare rib and affectionately fed it to Jiang. Jiang looked uncomfortable, his gaze at me like that of a stranger. Song, what exactly do you want? Jiang frowned. It seemed he still didn't believe me. Honey, I want to go out this weekend, is that okay? So, you're only being nice to me because you want something, I knew it. Jiang's lips twitched, a look of sadness on his face. Damn it, he was dwelling on it again. To comfort him, I stepped forward and wrapped my arms around his neck. I promise, I absolutely won't run away. Will you trust me just this once? Jiang started to refuse, but I quickly pecked his cheek. Fine. My husband's the best. Come on, eat up. I beamed with joy, urging him to eat. After I left, Jiang's face turned icy. He made a call, follow her. When the weekend arrived, I meticulously dolled myself up in front of the mirror. Jiang, that paranoid man, had kept me under house arrest to prevent me from escaping. It had been ages since I'd gone out alone. Wu, I'm heading out now. I won't be back for lunch. I bid Wu farewell. Please be careful, madam. Got it. My purpose for going out this time was to pick a gift for Jiang. I looked around until my head spun, but ultimately decided on a conventional gift. I stepped into a watch store. Welcome, miss. How may I help you? The sales associate greeted me with a beaming smile. What's the most expensive watch you have? It had to be the most expensive to suit Jiang's status. You certainly do. Please wait a moment. The sales associate was overjoyed, eagerly inviting me to sit down and pouring me a cup of tea. Anqing, it really is you. A bad premonition stirred within me. It was indeed Lin, that scumbag. He saw me and ran towards me, a worried expression on his face. He knelt on one knee and took my hand. Anqing, why haven't you contacted me lately? I've been so worried about you. Are you clear on the plan Ningning told you about? Let's escape together. I pulled my hand away in disgust and wiped it with a wet wipe. Can I help you? Lin's eyes widened. Anqing, it's Zixin, why are you? Stop, stop, stop. I know you're Lin. What do you want? I interrupted him, trying to suppress my goosebumps. Lin said mournfully, Anqing, you weren't like this before. Didn't you say you loved me the most? Come on, be good. Oh? Are you buying me a gift? Thank you, Anqing. I like that gray one. Lin, without asking, slipped the watch onto his own wrist. I rolled my eyes. If you like it, buy it yourself. Goodbye. With that, I grabbed my bag and started to leave. Anqing, don't go. You haven't paid yet. What a bother. My mood for shopping was gone. I decided it was best to go home. I hailed a cab. Sitting in the car, my head throbbed with a dull ache. In my past life, I poured my heart out to Lin, willingly acting as his sycophant and personal ATM. This life, I wouldn't be so foolish. Jiang was already home. His face was so grim it looked like it could drip water. Where were you? He asked hoarsely. I went to a mall. My mood wasn't great either. A mall? Or were you meeting your old flame? Jiang said through gritted teeth. You tracked me? I felt uneasy. Yes. I sent someone to follow you. You were secretly going to meet that scoundrel. Song, when will you finally give up on him? Jiang's eyes were red, and his voice trembled. My heart ached, and I stepped forward to embrace Jiang. I wasn't going to see him. I was going to buy you a gift. Run in. Ji into him was pure coincidence, and I have absolutely no interest in him. Stop lying to me. I checked your flight information. You're going to America next month with that adulterer, aren't you? Jiang, like a madman, gripped my arm tightly. I didn't know how to explain. Should I tell him these were the foolish things I did in my past life? Seeing that I didn't refute him, Jiang, looking distraught, let go of me. You are not to leave this place without my permission. Jiang threw out that sentence and went upstairs. I sighed. It seemed appeasing my proud and difficult little Jiang would be a long and arduous task. Jiang, are you in your study? I held a glass of milk and knocked on the locked study door. Jiang, please open the door, okay? I have something to tell you. I kept knocking, not giving up. It still didn't open. Disheartened, I prepared to leave. Behind me, the door creaked open. Jiang's refined yet haggard face peeked out. Come in. I followed Jiang into the study. He must have smoked a lot. The ashtray was full of cigarette butts. I placed the milk on the table and told him very seriously, Jiang, I know I treated you badly before, and I hurt you. It's understandable that you don't trust me. But I swear, from this day forward, I will only love you. Let's make a good life together. Jiang gave a bitter smile. How can I believe you? Every time I think about how you used to be, I just can't control myself. I stepped closer, caressed his furrowed brow, and softly said, whether you believe me or not, I will prove it with my actions from now on. I, Song, want to be with Jiang forever. This time I was the one who cut Jiang off. Jiang's Adam's apple bobbed. He then embraced me, flipped us over, and took control. His long, slender fingers caressed my face, and he gave a mischievous smile, something like this: the man should be the one to take the lead. He kissed me deeply, and I almost couldn't breathe. Jiang's hand slid to the strap of my nightgown. And stop. Stop. I tried to restrain his restless hand, but a good woman is no match for a determined man. Oh no. What are you wearing? Jiang's voice held both confusion and pleasant surprise. I was too embarrassed to face him, so I covered my face with my hands. Although I hadn't bought the watch, I had cleverly purchased some rather suggestive lingerie. My plan was this: if I couldn't win Jiang over with words, I'd just have to seduce him. Is this a surprise for me, wife? Jiang's voice was full of allure. We're husband and wife, is it wrong for me to wear things like this? I glared at him defiantly. Hearing my reply, Jiang's brows relaxed, and his eyes curved into a smile, making him even more handsome. I nearly drooled. Alright, wife, I love whatever you wear. Jiang picked me up from the sofa and walked, step by step, towards the bedroom. During this period, the feelings between Jiang and me rapidly intensified. The date for the Jiang family banquet was fast approaching. My stepsister, Song, would also be attending. Every time I thought about how she and Lin had ruined me, my teeth ached with hatred. One evening, clutching my waist, I begged Jiang for a favor. Honey, could you lend me 2 of your bodyguards? Please, I promise I won't do anything bad. Xiaoyi. In the end, I resorted to flattery and borrowed 2 of Jiang's most capable bodyguards. I knew Song was very jealous of me, and she definitely wouldn't let me off easily. For my own safety, I had to prepare for the worst. The family banquet was a grand affair. As the largest family enterprise in the city, almost all companies were eager to curry favor with the Jiang family. Dressed in a magnificent gown, I entered the venue, arm in arm with Jiang, a smiling expression on my face. Most people in the city knew more or less about Jiang and me, and many were whispering behind our backs. I didn't care about any of that. Being able to be truly together with Jiang now was enough. I saw my father, So Ying, and my stepmother, Su. Song cast a fleeting glance at me, while my stepmother still wore an expression of disgust. Originally, I hated him for selling me to Jiang, but after being reborn, I was actually quite grateful to him. Sister, I've missed you so much. Song, like a chirpy magpie, bustled over to Jiang and me. Her dazzling cleavage, God knows how many layers of padding created it, was as deep as the East Rift. Brother-in-law, you're here too. Oh, by the way, brother-in-law, my sister absolutely didn't secretly plan to elope with Lin, so please don't misunderstand, okay? That little brat, she's trying to set a trap for me. Jiang glanced at me, his face expressionless. I stuck out my tongue at Jiang. Jiang turned his head and retorted to Song, of course. Your sister has completely turned over a new leaf and tearfully admitted her mistakes to me. Oh, and speaking of mistakes, I heard you were pole dancing with a bunch of men at the nightfall a while ago. Do your parents know how promiscuous you are? Song's face instantly changed. Pfft. I accidentally sprayed champagne all over Song. Oh, I'm so sorry, little sister. I haphazardly wiped her down, flattening one of Song's ample breasts in the process. Sister, why don't you come with me to the dressing room to change? Song grabbed my mischievous hand and said through gritted teeth. I couldn't help but laugh inwardly. She couldn't hold back much longer. I sweetly replied, of course, little sister. Honey, I'll be right back, wait for me, okay? Seeing the mischievous look on my face, Jiang's mouth twitched. Go ahead, but be careful. Song and I went to the dressing room. As soon as the door closed, she dropped her fake smile. Song, don't be so smug. You won't be smiling for long. I also dropped my smile and asked her, my voice filled with coldness, Song, I believe I treated you well. You came into our family at 5, and I didn't care that your mother broke up my parents' marriage. I treated you like my own sister. Why did you try to harm me? Ha 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 ha. Song laughed, clutching her stomach. I don't know if you're truly foolish or just pretending. Do you think I care about having you as a sister? What I want is everything from the Song family, and Jiang. I'm also a daughter of the Song family, yet that deadbeat father of yours only thought of you for the arranged marriage. I'm clearly the one who loves Jiang the most. I clenched my fists. Song's face darkened. But starting tonight, your life will be ruined. Lin, what are you waiting for? Do it. I casually leaned back in the chair. Where is he? Lin, where the hell are you? Song looked a little flustered. I clapped my hands, and several burly men in black suits and sunglasses emerged from behind the screen, dragging the unconscious Lin. You. How could you? Song shook her head in disbelief. A bodyguard lit a cigarette for me. I took a nonchalant puff. Cough, cough, why is this so harsh? I couldn't help but cough. I had intended to act like a female mob boss from a movie, but I failed miserably. Let me enlighten you before your demise. I've known all along about your malicious intentions towards me. How could I not be on my guard? I smugly crossed my legs, enjoying Song's panic. My husband lent me several well-trained bodyguards, and they've been watching you two constantly. I'd long since discovered your plan to drug me and have me assaulted during the banquet, then bribe someone to livestream it during the Jiang family's thank you speech, intending to ruin my reputation. TSK, 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 Song, what a vicious heart you have. A wave of lingering fear washed over me. If I hadn't been extra careful, I truly might have met a terrible end. However, my dear sister, I'm not to be trifled with either. Whatever gift you send my way, I naturally have to return the favor. Seeing my meaningful smile, Song trembled all over. You. What do you want? I clapped my hands, and the bodyguards swarmed forward. I warn you. I'm the second young lady of the Song family, you can't. Song shrieked and recoiled. The bodyguards didn't waste words with her. One delivered a swift chop, knocking Song unconscious. Madam, what now? The bodyguard asked me. Put her in the room that was prepared for me. We'll stick to the original plan and lie low. The live stream will proceed. I gave the command with a flourish. Yes, madam. I returned to Jiang's side. Wife, you're back. Jiang had had some drinks, and his eyes were slightly hazy. I sweetly smiled and linked my arm through his. President, Jiang's father, stepped onto the stage to give a speech. The guests' gazes all turned towards the balcony. Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to attend my family banquet. I, Jiang, am deeply grateful. I have some future plans that I'd like to consult with you all about. President took 2 steps back, and a massive screen lit up. The show was about to begin. This chick is really something. She's moaning even while asleep. I hear she's the eldest young master of the Jiang family's wife. Boys, we've hit the jackpot. President's wife's sister is truly something else, to drug her own sister and send her to us. On the video, Song's face was in a close-up. She was flushed, surrounded by several leering men. Everyone was stunned. Jiang and I exchanged a look, and he subtly pinched my backside. I made a face at him. My father and stepmother's faces were as ugly as if they'd eaten dirt. Sue shrieked, "Turn it off! Turn it off now! Someone! Go save my daughter!" She rushed to the stage in a distorted posture, smashing the playback equipment. Jiang strode towards them with an intimidating presence. What's being said in that video? That my wife was sent there? Jiang's gaze was sinister, and my stepmother, Sue, fell to the floor in fright, repeating, I don't know, I don't know. My father's forehead was beaded with cold sweat. He braced himself and begged Jiang for mercy. Yo. Jiang, Song, genuinely had no knowledge of today's events. Please, I beg your leniency. I will certainly discipline my daughter properly. Father, if I hadn't been lucky today, I would be the one on that live stream right now. Would you still be pleading for me? I looked at him with resentment. Xin, you. Quickly talk to your husband, beg him to spare Ningning. Song avoided my gaze. The last shred of familial affection in my heart died out. I straightened my back, my voice firm. Father, you've always favored Song since we were children. I could overlook all of that. But Anning has repeatedly tried to kill me, and I absolutely cannot let that go. By the way, Father, if I told you that Song isn't your biological daughter, would you still love her so much? What nonsense are you spouting? Sue angrily pointed at my nose. Do you dare tell my father whose child Song really is? I stared directly into Sue's eyes. Sue guiltily averted her gaze. What did you say? Ching, isn't Ningning our daughter? Song was utterly astonished. Guanyin, don't listen to her nonsense. Sue nervously clutched my father's arm. I snorted coldly and took a report from a nearby bodyguard. I've already found Sue's ex-husband, and he's had a paternity test done with Song. Song is his child. Father, you've been raising someone else's daughter for so long. I truly feel sorry for you. Song's face turned ashen. He snatched the report, and the more he read, the angrier he became. Gwenyan. Sue edged closer. You slut. Song slapped Sue to the ground. Sue covered her face, crying and saying, Gwenyan, listen to me. I truly love you. This girl is just spouting nonsense. Get out. Take your bastard child and leave our Song family. I never want to see either of you again. Song's reputation was ruined. After being cuckolded for decades and raising someone else's daughter for over 20 years, he became the laughingstock of the entire city. He had no face left to stand in the Jiang family's PR essence and slunk away amidst the jeers of the crowd. Everyone present had gotten a huge scoop and enjoyed a great show. I picked up the microphone and bowed deeply to the guests. I am truly sorry. I sincerely apologize for disturbing everyone due to my personal matters. I am very sorry. Clap, clap, clap. President, Jiang's father, led the applause. My bowed posture froze, and I looked up in confusion. Truly worthy of being a daughter-in-law of our Jiang family. What spirit? What was going on? He wasn't angry about the spectacle? He even praised me? Seeing me standing there, mouth agape and dumbfounded, Jiang chuckled, put an arm around me, and teased, my father hasn't praised me in over 20 years, wife. I'm so jealous of you. I said triumphantly, it just proves I'm better than you, doesn't it? You should learn from me. Yes, yes, madam. Song, I'll kill you. Sue, her power gone, roared and charged at me. Unfortunately, before she could even reach me, she was restrained by the bodyguards. Throw her out, Jiang commanded. The flailing Sue was harshly tossed by the bodyguards into the flower bed outside the door. Reporters who had been lurking outside immediately raised their cameras, snapping pictures frantically. I, Jiang, am truly sorry for disturbing everyone's enjoyment today. I have prepared a small token of apology, please accept it. President waved his hand, and the household staff emerged in a line, presenting elegantly wrapped gift boxes to each guest. Each received a Patek watch. The family truly was incredibly wealthy. Jiang, Dad is so cool. I couldn't help but feel admiration. Jiang looked a little jealous. He wrapped his arm around my waist, pulling me closer. Dad's cool, but I'm not. I laughed, wrapped my arms around his neck, and appeased him. My husband is the coolest. Jiang leaned in to kiss me. I closed my eyes, ready to receive it. Suddenly, my stomach churned. I pushed Jiang away, went to the side, and dry heaved. Song. Kiss. Ing me makes you want to throw up? Jiang was furious, grinding his teeth. I ignored his accusation, continuously patting my chest. Why did I feel nauseous? Could it be? I think, maybe, perhaps, I'm pregnant. I drooped my eyebrows. Wife, are you serious? Jiang's worry turned to joy, and he scooped me up in his arms. Ah. Put me down, so many people are watching. I blushed deeply, warning Jiang. I don't care. Come on, let's go to the hospital and see. Is our baby coming? Walk slower, I'm scared. I can't wait. Months later, I was lying outside a lakeside villa in the Maldives, soaking up the sun. My belly was now visibly rounded, and Jiang was attentively feeding me fruit. Madam, how does it taste? Just so, I remarked. You cheeky girl, I'm not letting you off the hook after you give birth. I giggled. Everything had come to an end. Because Guinyan and I had completely severed ties, other corporations in the city quickly withdrew their investments and terminated their collaborations with the Song. Song soon went bankrupt. I gave him his last bit of dignity, buying him a house in my mother's hometown and sending him a fixed living allowance each month. He had wronged my mother when he was young, so now that he was old, he could properly spend his time with her. As for Song and Sue, their fates were even more tragic. Videos of Song's promiscuous encounters spread everywhere. No matter where she went, people pointed and whispered about her. She had been a pampered young lady for 20 years, and now she didn't even have a place to live. Sue wanted to take her back to her ex-husband to acknowledge their relationship. The ex-husband found them disgraceful and beat them out of his home. Sue had no choice but to wander with Song. To support Song, Sue reverted to her old profession, working as a bar girl and escort. Song tried to find Lin, her sycophantic admirer. But Zixin, thanks to my care, was already in deep trouble himself. His family's small supermarket had also gone bankrupt and closed down. All the resumes he submitted disappeared without a trace. In his desperation, he still delusively came to me for help. Before I could even refuse, Jiang furiously lectured him, declaring that if Lin ever found a foothold in this city, he'd change his surname. Now, Lin was like a stray dog, chased away wherever he went. With no other options, he took a desperate gamble and resorted to robbery. He got 20 years behind bars, so at least he wouldn't have to worry about making a living anymore. Song came to the Jiang family villa countless times looking for me, but she was always driven away by security. Because of her notorious reputation, no man was willing to take her on. Finally, she joined Sue, and the mother-daughter duo became escorts. Even then, Jiang, that cunning man, still didn't let them go. He often arranged for thugs to rob Sue and her daughter after their night shifts. After an entire night of escorting, all the money they earned was stolen, making their lives even more desperate. Before long, Song and Sue, driven mad by poverty, were lured into an underground brothel in Laos, becoming the lowest of playthings. This was karmic retribution. Extra name is Jiang, the heir to the Jiang. My father was extremely strict with me. As a young boy, I was constantly put through rigorous training by my father, either thrown into the depths of the wilderness or dumped into a military base. One time, I was so hungry I couldn't stand it anymore and escaped the training ground. My head spun, and I collapsed at a family's doorstep. When I woke up again, I saw a little girl in a princess dress disinfecting my wounds. "Oh, you poor thing, did your mom and dad not want you anymore? But don't be scared, I'll take care of you." She smiled sweetly. I stayed in her bedroom for 2 days. She shared her snacks with me and gave me lots of toys, even though I didn't really like playing with toys. Before I left, I asked her what her name was. "My name is Song. I packed some bread for you, eat it slowly on your way." Carrying the bulging backpack the little girl gave me, I looked at her deeply. "Song, when I grow up, I'm definitely going to marry you." Thank you for watching today's story. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section, so feel free to share your views. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories. See you next time.